Okay, it's the 4th of February. This is my YouTube video for the day. Um, Thanks for following. We need more followers. I try to do something special on here that you don't get on the other one. So I guess the big news was the cold temperatures last night. Winter definitely not over. Winds were howling. It was just wild out there. And if you think it was wild here, Mount Washington in New Hampshire set the record for coldest wind chill factor. And it was minus 45, I think, is the temperature. And they had like Cat 4 winds, like hurricane force winds of up to like a Cat 4. And that brought the wind chill somewhere to around minus 10, 15 degrees. It's the coldest recorded in the United States, including Alaska. The original cold temperature was in Alaska, so we broke that record. But that's in and out, and now we warm back up a little bit for a while before winter returns later on this month. Okay, so this is the heights at 500 millibars, and as you can see, this is tells you where the cold air was coldest up here. But it was just a blow to the southeastern or south northwestern part of the state and into New England. That really got the coldest temperatures, but it was felt all the way down here. Temperatures, wind chills were like 0 or below, so it was pretty cold. But this is moving out, and wanted just to show you that that goes out of here, and then we kind of get into a warmer type pattern here as we go through the early part of the week. There you go, right there. There's Wednesday or Tuesday evening. You can see it's already warming up. This and then but you've got to keep an eye out. There's always these little things coming across the lower heights, and those are sometimes they're associated with cold, but also low pressure systems. So here's one down here Saturday evening, the 11th, and it goes off the coast, but it may be close enough to create some snow, but mostly New York and the mountainous areas in northern and western Pennsylvania, if there's any way that we'll go over that in a minute. But you can see this stays warmer. Here's the 15th, and then you're going to start to see things change after that. And here comes a trough right here. This is around the 17th into the 18th, and you're going to see it's going to move right over us and bring more cold air in around the 19th, and then that lifts on the 20th. But then we have another one that comes right back down on the 21st. So we start to get into colder temperatures, and you can start to see these things roll across. This is the one right here on the 28th that I'm watching. This is the one that could be our storm for the Northeast. It's not in stone yet, but these are the things I look for. And then right after that, they start rolling through. Here comes another one around the 3rd of March. You got to remember these dates up here are off by about 4 or 5 hours. So if it says 00 on May 4th, March 1st, or March, excuse me, I'm still not feeling the greatest. On March 4th, it says it's about 8 o'clock in the evening on the 3rd. So you got to subtract 4 hours or so. But then it warms up right after that as it goes through, and then we have more troughs coming through as we get around the 10th of the month, the 9th and the 10th of March. And these are just going to keep streaming through. It gets cooler around mid-month. You got a nice big blob right down here on the 14th, and then it moves off to the east on the 15th and the 16th, again bringing chances of snow. And then there's the 17th cold, and here's another one behind it. But the point I'm trying to make is that winter's not over. It's going to be a late. We had an early winter. We're going to have a late finish to the winter, and that's the way it's going to be. Now, anything that falls is not going to be much next weekend in Pennsylvania, but you can see as we get towards the middle of the month, this is around the 20th, you can see snow is beginning to return in western part of Pennsylvania. But then there's like a low pressure system comes south here, which is associated with one of those the colder air coming back down. And then as we get into the one that I'm talking around the 28th, you can see it comes out of the south and it's going to work its way up. This is a classic kind of situation. If this happens the way it says, this is classic. And then it comes up and it's a true nor'easter around the 27th of February. So we just got to keep our eyes out for that, see if that actually does happen, because after that, there's some more that are back here. Then there's another one that's back here around the 7th. And I mean, it's not going to go away. Here's the one around the middle of the month, around the middle of March. So we still got that. If we're looking for snow totals for the next month or so, that's pretty hefty. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's just what the European Weekly says. But I'm just trying to make a point out is, we're going to go through this until, towards the end of February, and then we're going to go into like a 3-week period where temperatures are colder, and the air holds more moisture because it's not going to be brutal cold, but we're going to have possibilities of storms coming up the coast. All right, that's just an outlook. That's just showing you what I see. So take it easy and be safe and be healthy.